Hey guys, welcome back. This week I'm sharing another Knorr recipe video with you. I had a lot of really good feedback from my last one and a lot of people asked me to do another one. So here are 4 more Knorr recipes that you can try out. To start this video off, I am sharing this barbecue pork mac and cheese bake. So you are going to need milk, I'm using half and half, and then 2 of the Knorr cheddar broccoli packets or 1 of the family size shredded mild cheddar cheese, some butter, and then pulled pork. This is a great recipe to use if you have leftover pulled pork, and you can use any type of macaroni and cheese. And if you have these extra ingredients, you can make a really yummy crunchy topping. It's just panko breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, garlic, pepper, and salt. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my pasta started, just following the package directions here. And I also have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Like I said, this step is not necessary, but if you decide to do the breadcrumb topping, you need to melt 1 tablespoon of butter in a pan and then add in 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Then you're going to add in garlic powder. I'm adding in about 1/4 teaspoon, and then salt and pepper. So I'm just giving this a quick stir to make sure nothing is burning or sticking to the bottom of the pan. And now you're going to add 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese and then stir that together. Basically, you are just going to let these breadcrumbs toast up in this butter. And then once you get them a nice golden color, just set them aside. Make sure you move them off of your burner though, because they will continue to brown and you don't want to burn them. So I'm just going to spray down my baking dish with a little bit of olive oil spray just to be safe. And I'm going to go ahead and add half of my pasta into this pan. You can use any type of cheesy pasta for this recipe. Super easy to do with pantry staples. You can get regular macaroni and cheese at Walmart. That's under 50 cents a box, I believe. So you don't have to use Knorr. I am just using it for the sake of this video, and it's a great pantry staple as well. And this is a wonderful way to use up any leftover pork that you might have. I am just using store-bought for the sake of this video. But this is about 1 pound of barbecue pulled pork right here, and I'm just evenly distributing it over the top of this pasta, and I'm going to pour the rest of my pasta right over top of that. Next, you're going to take your shredded cheese. I'm using mild cheddar, and I'm just going to put a nice layer over the top of this. If you decided to make these breadcrumbs, you can go ahead and add those on right now. So this went in my oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. I just pulled it out when I saw the cheese nice and bubbly. And at this point, this step is also optional. I added on a little bit more barbecue sauce to the top. Here is our finished barbecue mac and cheese bake. I just served this with a little bit of corn on the cob and fresh watermelon. Next, I'm sharing this chicken broccoli cheese pasta, and I know all kinds of people make this all the time. It's super duper simple. I used to make this all the time when I still lived with my parents, just because it was a really easy dinner or lunch for me and my little brothers. So I'm just melting a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil in here, and I'm going to cook one large chicken breast that I cut into chunks. You can add whatever seasonings you want. I was just going pretty simple, adding pepper, onion powder, and salt. Once my chicken was all done, I just removed that out of the pan onto a plate, and then we are just going to go ahead and start our pasta in here as well. We're actually going to use the same pasta we did in the last recipe, the cheddar broccoli, and I'm also using the family size for this recipe as well, but you can also use 2 of the smaller packs. So a little tip that I have, if you are making any of the cheesy pastas, you can change up the way you're supposed to do it. This one specifically called for 3 cups of water and 1 cup of milk, but I do 2 cups of each just to make it more creamy. Normally at this stage, I would add in a bag of broccoli florets, but since my husband is not a fan of broccoli, I like to make that on the side and then I mix it in. But if you're making this, you can add the broccoli in right now and it'll cook as the pasta cooks. Once my pasta is about 3/4 the way cooked, I'm adding in my chicken again just so it can warm back through. Once everything is cooked, you're going to go ahead and add on your cheddar cheese. I'm just putting a nice layer over the top and then putting the lid back on so it can melt. Once your cheese has melted, it's time to serve this up, and like I said, adding the broccoli will really make this a full meal. You'll have your chicken, your pasta, and your broccoli all in one pan, but I cooked mine separately, and of course I forgot to get a shot of that, but here is my husband's all cooked up, just no broccoli unfortunately. Next up, we're going to dress up this beef stroganoff. So to start this recipe, I have onion. I'm only going to use 1/4 of this onion though. I have a couple mushrooms here, black pepper, some olive oil, Worcestershire sauce, sour cream. I decided to use stew meat in this because I got it on markdown. And then I have 2 of the Stroganoff packets along with some minced garlic and butter. I'm going to start by adding a little olive oil to my pan, and then I'm going to start cooking my stew meat. I am just going to cook it till it reaches 145 degrees, and I'm going to remove it from the pan at that point. I don't want to cook it too long and get it too chewy, since it's not going to be like cooking in a crock pot all day and getting super tender. So once that reaches 145 degrees, I'm going to remove it from my pan, and we are going to continue cooking the rest of the meal in the juices from our meat. Next, I'm going to melt about a tablespoon of butter into those juices, and I'm going to add my sliced mushrooms and my diced up onion into this. The amount of mushrooms and onions is totally up to you. It's really easy to make more or less of this meal. And then I have about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce that I added in. Now I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and I'm going to let that cook for just a few minutes before starting the Knorr Packets. So I am going to use 2 of these Stroganoff packets following the directions on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and add the recommended liquids in here. Once it has come to a boil, I'm going to throw in my Knorr packets. I'm going to mix that together and just let that cook. Once most of the liquid has disappeared and it has started to thicken up a little bit. I'm going to add my meat back in so it can warm back through, and I'm also adding about a 1/4 cup of sour cream, and then I'm adding more pepper, but that's just to my taste, so you can taste it and figure out if you need more pepper or not. To make this meal, I actually didn't have to purchase anything separately or new. I already had everything to make this on hand because I always buy extra Knorr packets to keep in the pantry for this reason, just to make a quick meal. And I already had this beef stew meat in the freezer because I got it on markdown a couple weeks ago. Last but not least, I have this chicken BLT skillet. So for this recipe, I have 2 chicken breasts here that I'm going to cut in half. And then I have salt, garlic powder, black pepper, some lettuce that I'm going to shred up. And then I have 2 of these cheesy bacon macaroni flavored Knorr pasta sides. And then I have some half and half. You can use regular milk, but I'm just using this. And then I have this butter and olive oil here in case I need it for my chicken. And then bacon, you can use as much or as little bacon in this as you would like. And then 1 Roma tomato. So I'm going to cook this entire meal right here in this one skillet to make it a 1-pot meal, which is always awesome. I have 3 slices of bacon here that I cut in half, and I'm just cooking those all in here. And then once those are done, I'm going to remove those to a paper towel. And then I'm going to go ahead and cook my chicken in here, and I am going to cut all my chicken in half just so it can retain some moisture. And it's going to cook right here in this bacon grease to add some extra flavor. To season my chicken, I'm just using garlic powder, salt, and pepper on both sides of the chicken. Cut in half like this chicken does not take very long at all to cook. I just make sure that I use my thermometer and make sure it hits 165 degrees. Now I'm just removing my chicken, and we are going to start these Knorr packets right here in the same exact pan. All of those drippings are just going to add extra flavor, but if you don't like that, you can remove them from your pan before getting started with the pasta. So while my pasta is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my chicken, my bacon, and then my lettuce and my Roma tomato. If you want to use diced tomatoes in a can, you can totally do that. I just like the freshness of a BLT, so I decided to use a Roma tomato. BLTs are one of my favorite things ever to eat, so I really enjoyed this meal with the fresh tomato. But if you do not want to use a fresh tomato, you can go ahead and add in your can of tomatoes right now and let those warm through. Once the pasta is cooked, I'm going to add my chicken back in. You can decide if you want to mix it in or just leave it on the top of the pasta. I decided to mix it back in so that it could warm back through a little bit. And then at this point, you can also add your crumbled bacon. And then if you're going to eat this entire dish in one sitting with your family, you can add the lettuce and tomato on the top of the pan. I added mine separately into the bowl though, just because I knew we'd probably have leftovers. But here is my finished bowl of food. I really loved this recipe. So happy it was recommended to me. It was so easy to make and honestly took so little time. I'd love to know if you try any of these recipes and what you think of them. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time.